How's it going, guys? My name is Graeme, and welcome to the brand new game just came out today from Midnight Hub, Lake Ridden. Now, what originally drew me to this game was not just the developers who worked for Mojang, Paradox, as well as others originally, but I was drawn to how particular the developers were being about how they defined this game. When they showed some early footage, people were like, oh, it's a horror game, or it's a walking simulator, and they were like, that's not what we want to call it. They were like, maybe like puzzle, maybe detective game, but I think the most specific definition they gave was like an adventure game slowed down. And that was really interesting to me, that I thought that they were being so cautious about how they defined it and everything. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I want to learn what this game has to offer. I want to like discover that and go through that with you guys, because it seemed very curious and very promising.
When you were little, did you ever have dreams that felt so real you believed they were true?
That sounded way too close to that kid who can't get out his sentence of like, did you ever want to have a dream that you could, like that? That was way too close to being the same, like similar wording. Very hard to take seriously.
In October of '88.
October of '88. That's when my brother was born. I'll have that as a weird context for this.
Where are you?
I believe I play as a 13-year-old girl. That looks like too much to jump down. I don't want to jump down that, do I? That seems dangerous as hell. Oh, it looked much steeper than it actually was. I'll be fine. Let's sprint it out. I think immediately this is like one of the main pieces of footage they use in the trailers and stuff, making me realize they did not show a whole lot of this game, which is cool.
But this was the first time since I moved back.
We didn't, this is gonna be a sad game, isn't it? We're gonna realize that Sophia has gone missing or something, or been captured, and we have to find her. Maybe it'll have a happy ending, but my, sudden assumption is that it's a sad game. I saw her, don't worry, but I also wanted to inspect the stuff on the sides here. Ooh. Well, so this is like the detective side of things, I guess, is inspecting things, but also, no, I want to throw. Hold to throw. Wind her up. Look at what a little litter bug I am being. Oh, I can't go this way at all. Maybe we can catch her attention or something? Shit, I should have saved that can to throw at her. And I can't pick that up. Well, we'll just have to get over there a different way then. Maybe this isn't how we get her attention.
I woke up in the middle of the night and found my sister's tent.
Oh, it's your sister. It's not even just like a friend or something. That's even more sad. I'll be even more devastated if things go poorly. I was trying to see if I could find my can. The can's gone. Everyone quit asking about the can. The can's not coming back. Is that her scarf, probably? Now, this seems like a major mistake climbing out over here.
You can do this.
Oh, it does reach all the way across. It honestly didn't even look like it reached all the way across at first. Well, they say don't look down, but I think the key is to only look down. You want to be very careful about where you're placing your feet. Also, I was trying to grab that scarf or investigate it. Wasn't a real option. Careful about this little bit that's sticking out. Excellently sidestepped. Well done.
The night before, Sis and her friends sat around the dying fire late into the night talking and giggling. It had been tough for her, me moving back and everything. But to run off like this wasn't like her. I just hoped she wouldn't hurt herself.
I anticipated there being, because of the way they were being so coy about the game and not showing a lot, I figured there was probably some sort of fantasy or fantastical element to this game, you know, that there's creatures of the woods or some such thing. That's very vague of me as well. But if it's just like a missing sister, that seems a little too straightforward compared to the way this game seems to have been set up. So I would anticipate that there's a little bit more going on than that.
Ugh, it really stinks in here.
Yeah, don't walk into this random bum's cabin. Pizza, who's delivering pizza out to here? It's confirmed, pizza box. We're like out in the middle of nowhere, basically, right? Well, we can shuffle around and try and find a combo. We probably just put it right inside this tin, right on top of the safe. Make things nice and easy. Oh, I don't know what we're lighting this with. Maybe that's the fantasy element. We're some kind of pyro wizard. That's obvious, right? That's an easy assumption to make. I just figured there's probably like a note lying around or something with the code on it. That'd make things a little easy, but oh. Okay, that kind of showed there's a little bit weird shit going on here. Something sucks? I guess I just keep going around lighting up lanterns here. Get as much brightness in here as possible. This opening up things like closets and stuff is just... I don't like it anymore. Amnesia ruined that for me. It's like basically no longer allowed. Gonna chuck some of this around. I guess I should sort around and see if there's codes in the closets. Ooh, is that lantern oil? Again, thinking of Amnesia stuff. That's probably in my mind a little bit because the developers, while saying that the game is primarily about puzzles and things like that, adventure, atmosphere, exploration, they said that they feel like the game kind of is Amnesia without the horror. 13th of October, I've bought this lodge. This is the last place I'd go, but I fear that I have no choice. Hopefully I'll find some answers here. Then just a few months later, I found the trail that we walked on that night. It feels like a lifetime ago. It's strange being here again after what happened. It's so tranquil when it shouldn't be. So this guy, reluctantly brought the lodge. Maybe there was a compulsion to keep coming back to it. A few months later again, some kids were here and I chased them away. I'll have to put up a gate to block the path along the ravine. This place isn't safe for anyone. I wonder if that's that gate that I went and kind of just... I don't even think I commented on it, but it was clearly there. Another month. I'm ashamed that I can't recall his face in my mind. Yet, I remember that night as vivid as I remember yesterday. I wasn't imagining things. There is something here, and I will find it. Wonder what kind of something they're referring to. I can't believe it's 50 years ago today. Holy shit. So, the 70-year-old person, bought this to solve some ancient mystery? That day still haunts me. I have to write it down. We were just kids when I and my brother went to the lodge. One night we drank a little too much and my brother wanted to go for a walk. Had I not been so drunk, I would have stopped him. We came to a clearing in the woods and my brother ran in front of me. The air became colder around me. Then something happened. By some unknown force, he was thrown into the darkness like paper in the wind. Like something snatched him in the thin air. The cliffs cracked down and stones fell into the clearing. I screamed and tried to get over them, but I couldn't. All those years that everyone blamed me, but I never doubted. I knew what happened that night, and I will do everything in my power to get to the bottom of this. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. So he came back. Did it say 5-0? 5-0, 50 years ago. 50 years ago, this has been haunting this person. Well, obviously it would be. It's a very terrifying thing to witness and everything. But that's crazy to think someone who was a senior, 70 years old, living in this squalor, trying to figure out what the hell could have possibly happened there. Holy shit. That stupid canister that I picked up and threw around was the answer. So oh wait. But that's not a code, right? That doesn't tell me anything. 1, 2. Oh, it kind of does. Okay, so it's not specific numbers, and I thought it was going to make you do the thing the way locks actually work, where it's the first number is 17, but you have to go around several times. Didn't expect to get that figured out so quickly. So a bunch of missing person posters.
People went missing here?
Oh, yeah. At first I thought it was all just one person, but there's a solid 7 or something going on there. So this is them constructing a big mystery. Oh, there's I wouldn't say puzzle solving is my strong suit. I do appreciate a challenge. I was planning to at one point stream this game. If we're going to be hitting big puzzles that take hours to solve, I'm quite glad that I'm not going to be doing that live in front of people. Is that the only thing in there? Is that successfully added to my journal now? Note with numbers. Okay, I have all this stuff tracked then. Get over to the other side of the ravine. That was an easy objective. Solved that one right away. And the hints, which I'm kind of glad, given the nature of the game and my inability to be good at puzzle games, that there is a hint system in place. And yeah, I'll try to not use that, but you know, I may just have to if things prove too difficult for me. I appear to have not really found a new location. It makes it more clear which direction I need to go, but this is still more of the same. Oh, maybe this is the gated off part that this person was talking about. Note to self, change the code when I come back. The next code is the same as the year he went missing. Is it a sign? I should be careful. Oh, so this is when they bought the place, it already had a code. That was the year he went missing. I'm pretty sure that was 1985 in there. And it said that he had gone missing 50 years ago, right? How do I let it... I was so confident that I was right that I thought that was just going to work. Shit, we better go double check. Oh, wait. No, before I even go double check, I might not have to, because I think that they bought the place in 34. No, I'm totally wrong then. And I'm a moron. I never have to go back. I have this stuff on me. 84. He went missing 50 years ago. Been 50 years ago today. So it was 35. Is my math that bad? 35 is the thing, right? The next code is the same as the year he went missing. Change the code when I come back, though. Has the code already been changed? Alright, so maybe the 1935 is, like, too obvious. There's... Oh! The next code or the previous code? 1935. So is that on here somewhere? Okay. So how is that phrased? How is it phrased? Change the code when I come back. The next code is the same. That's okay. So there's like a rotation of codes for this, and so it has to be 5264. So let's just make sure we get that 5 2. There. Oh, we got it. That was a good one. If that's the exact difficulty of these puzzles, if that's the bar and we stay in that range, we'll be okay.
The other side of that broken bridge. She would have waited for me.
Oh yeah, we already saw her. Maybe she got... Oh, this is the bridge here. Maybe she did get carried away. Like the, blown away in the wind down to the ravine, or however they described that. Oh, I gotta get out of the mindset of this being like a horror game, because I was like, if I turn around, there's gonna be some shit waiting for me. Also, I think they set that up really well. There was, obviously this was the main thing that caught your attention, and as I turned around, I saw that this path was available. That was really well laid out, that I didn't even think for a second there to go look that way first. That's clever. These are presumably hers. Is there going to be initials on it or anything? Or is looking at stuff like this, I thought she would add it to her journal about like, ooh, found her gloves on the path. But I guess that's more for my benefit, less so the characters. Like, it's like atmosphere, less so than anything truly revealing. What's it going to tell me? That she went missing and her hands are cold? It's not the most relevant piece of information. You guys might notice me dipping down into weird little holes in like this often. It's me kind of testing the game out a little bit. They claim it's not a walking simulator, and so I'm trying to test how linear the game actually
anyone
is.
in there?
This is really pretty. What is all this stuff plugged into? Maybe someone's got a generator running? It doesn't really sound like it.
Where did they run off to?
How evident is it that someone was having sex in there? Can you tell? It's just assumed. That's the only reason people go camping, right? How recent was this fire? Get your real 13-year-old detective work going. Use your nature skills. Did someone draw a bunch of hearts and scatter them around? I thought they were like rose petals or something at first. It's either really creepy or really romantic or really childlike. I don't have a good gauge on that. Dear Diary, I pulled it off. Mom thinks I'm staying with Izzy. I'm guessing this kid's name is 1334. And if it is, I'm just so sorry that your parents are the way that they are. That's very unfortunate. Your parents, 14 and 9 million. While I'm really out here with Rich, he got one of his friends, Bob Y. I have to assume it's Bob Y, right? Because if his name is Bobby, who are these parents? Who's spelling their name this way? If your name is Bobby, then again, same thing. My apologies on behalf of everyone, but your name is Bob Y. To drive us up to the old Lake Ridden cabin. Apparently, they often hang out up here. He even knew the key code to the locked gate. Ha, I overheard him talking to BY. His name's getting shorter by the second. It's like reverse Wheel of Fortune. He's just dropping vowels, constants all over the place. Next thing, he's just going to be, he's going to be a hyphen. That's all his name's going to be. About how he thinks he's going to score tonight. I told you that's all people are camping for. He's definitely not. Hoping to have an amazing night. Do you know what would help that? Scoring. That was the worst wink. I feel like I mostly blinked. XX. P.S. Rich is so sweet and so corny, trying to seduce me. Just openly, like, I think you're trying to seduce me. He prepared the sweetest campsite with colored lights and a cozy picnic, like from some bad romantic comedy. No way Izzy will believe me tomorrow. PSS. I'm starting to feel really dizzy. That kind of confirms that that's Izzy, seeing that that's how the Zeds are. Almost like I'm going to throw up. Just hoping I'm not turning sick. Figures. The most exciting night in ages, I can't fully enjoy it. If Sis passed something on to me before I left, I'll never forgive her. P a million S's. Did Rich drug me or something? Jesus. I need to stop being so paranoid. He's far too sweet. We have to wait until tomorrow morning for Bob Y. Wow, I automatically filled in Bob Y. Weird. To get back. This place was way more remote than I thought. Must have had something else on my mind during the drive out here. Rich is so worried about me, he hasn't even tried to do anything. He's a real sweetheart. Good night. Everyone is so pleasant and nice.
Found wandering around the forest, mumbling.
That's a story that you just already knew?
I'm not sure what happened to the guy she was with. I know.
And that you guys still came out here?
Thinking he had done something to her. He somehow got away.
That's messed up that people had just assumed that, something bad had happened. Ugh, gave me a bit of a chill. Kind of sick to think of that. Ooh, this looks like a important outlook, maybe. No, just happens to be a really well lit fence. Just a really great looking fence. Weird, my mouse got stuck for a half second there. That looks really nice, but I'm going to investigate this really lit up rock first. Anytime things are lit up, I'm probably going to be drawn to it. Especially when there's a non-fire that appears to be contributing to the lighting. This is back in March of 85, which is, I think, so this might be part of the same notebook that we found before. I've reached the old gate. It was exactly the same as when my brother and I passed through here. We jumped over the wall that night, but I'm an old man now. I found a small box, and I'm trying to get it open. The box is impossible to open. I'm going to jump over the wall. I'll leave my bag here for when I come back. I wonder how long that would have been stuck here for. I'll just do a quick loop and a scout over this way. See, I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking for additional clues ever. In a place like a cabin or a building, it's obvious that you explore every nook and cranny. When you're wandering around a forest, it's less apparent whether or not that's like the best strategy. Oh, well, here's the guy's box that looks oddly like a typewriter, or kind of like one of those homemade code breaking boxes. Oh, goodness. Are things only going to stay in place if I do it quickly enough? What the shit is going on? It's like a music box, but I have to... Okay, remember our bar that we set? Here's where that last puzzle was, somewhere in that nice area. We're taking off. If it's not inputting the world's most obvious numbers, then it's well above my usual skill. We can figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll be fine. I just anticipate some of this might be a little tricky. Oh shit, it's missing like a knob maybe? That makes glove number 3, doesn't it? Pretty sure we found 2 on the path before. Why is there a 3rd glove there? Maybe that's the puzzle or the mystery. It's probably just the reason why that should be considered peculiar. Well, shit. Well, the guy said he just jumped the wall, right? If he's just jumping the wall, there might be a spot where I can just jump the wall. I can jump, just not super well. Also, is this a grave marker? What does this say? Never will the townsfolk who were brutally... something? Jesus. Brutally? Not very often people write brutally on a tombstone. You're not going to say he died in a brutal fashion. He was decapitated brutally. Like, that's not... You usually want more positive of a message on a tombstone. So it makes a tone each time. I don't have to Simon Says this, do I? Because it plays like a million things. Top left, top right. So it's doing all the corners first and then the middle. Is that it? Is that seriously it? Because I can do that. I can remember that many things simply enough. I think I should be able to. That's the first one. Okay, so we are just doing quick Simon Says is. So I hope I have the brain capacity to remember this. I think it went... I'm trying to do it quick so I don't forget. Don't get too complicated here. Left, right, top, bottom. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Left, right, top, bottom, this guy, and then the bottom again. Okay. Okay. And somehow, for some reason, that just contained the handle to the gate? It's a really strange thing to be contained inside of this very secretive looking box. Pretty sure the game boasted having something around 35 puzzles. What's that, like 2 or 3 that I've covered now?
I think it's missing a piece.
Yes, it's clearly missing a piece. Just slaughter in there, will ya? Perfect. Now, are you going to say anything about this glove? Because I think it's very peculiar, and that you should probably care more about this person, this 3-handed person, or someone who's just so prepared. They brought backup gloves. I'm sitting here being concerned about her cold hands. Now I'm just concerned about her cold hand. Because now it seems like she had a backup pair and that one of them may have lasted. This is, I almost wish this was better lit because this looks real neat. Ooh, climbing on in. That's what you want to do. Let's just go climb through the craggly, precarious rocks.
But at the time, I just needed to get to my sister quickly.
Oh, that one line there makes it much more clear that this is someone retelling this tale.
For that funny, carefree girl who was always so sweet.
I was really curious because they said that this protagonist is like 13 years old, and I was like, really weird that they got clearly a woman to voice act it, but it's someone going back retelling the tale, and that makes much more sense to me. Is that just the world's most standout, recognizable, important looking rock? Oh, there's a couple more of them. Okay, well, you're not so special anymore. There's a few that fall into this category of being spectacular looking and worth investigating. Oh, this path could look real beautiful lit up. Oh, that looks really nice. No idea why there's lanterns there, but I really like the look of it. I was hoping there would be a couple more so I could keep lighting my way. Well, obviously that's going to be the next stop, but I kind of want to do this loop, or learn if it is a loop. What the fuck? What did I do? Did I just go through a loop and then end up in a completely different area? Well, I climbed out of the... I cannot figure out where the hell I climbed out of or crawled out of or anything. That's freaky. That I can't tell if it hit itself or if I just stupidly can't find it again. That's kind of neat. I'd say the intrigue is building. The way the game started, it didn't really do a lot to show that it's standing out from things like Firewatch. You know, it seemed like maybe just more of the same. See, I found there's all this bridge going through like these dead marshes, but there's also this going up top here. Let me light that up so it's easy to find after. Oh, that's very similar to the logo of the game, but not quite. The triangular pattern, the kind of scribbled looking nature of it. But that's not the exact same. Keep that in mind. I wish I could take a snapshot or something and add that to my journal, because that seems like that could be significant. Maybe I'll find other slightly varied iterations of that. That looks like a weird movie reel. Oh, immediately I'm finding other iterations of it. Very, very different. You can see both of them in view at the same time there.
I think a piece is missing.
But like, is it going to be whatever that is, all the infinity stone slots and then like a little pocket knife or something? Or like how many pieces are missing? Because it seems like maybe quite a few pieces are missing. Not just the one. Oh, I was whipping my camera around too fast. I want to light up the one I came from. That's not the one I came from. I want to use that as a way of tracking where I haven't been. It is where I came from, right? Shit, why am I getting so spun around? This is where I came from. Keep that one lit. And we'll venture down this new path. The symbols are of ancient knowledge from the darkness. They amass their power. So, does that mean no lanterns whatsoever? Lanterns on for now. And we can discern later, maybe if there's more clues. Ah, we'll just collect all those. Oh, so there's symbols on this movie wheel as well. I assumed those stones that I just found were gonna go to the last place, the last little hole that I was just at. Well, do the pedestal with the holes? Do any of these match up? There's a triangle, the weird thing that looks like the sword. This swoopy guy, the one that kind of weirdly looks like a tank man from Newgrounds. If anyone understands that reference, let me know in the comments, because I love you if you know what I'm talking about there. I just really thought that would be where they go. What can I do with this? It's just a map, maybe, or I'm missing a couple. I nearly have it. Note added to the notebook. So that time I think I did make my own note of like, here's what I saw and what I want to write down. You know where I came from, that closed up when I got past it, and the narrator is talking about like, hey, you might ask me why I chose to climb through those tight rocks. It feels very Coraline, Alice in Wonderland, that sort of, it reminds me of that a lot, that this character chose to go through like this, the temptation of this unfamiliar path, and then kind of stumbles into a bit of a new world, because things are getting they're getting the fantasy elements that I felt like I was kind of looking for. What could possibly go in here? So it doesn't matter. I didn't mean to do that. What did I just do? And then what if I pluck that out? I don't know. I have no hint of what could be the right solution here. This looks the closest to that. But does it matter? Does it matter which gets slotted in where? How I end up rotating it? I mean, it has to, right? It has to. I guess I just currently don't see how. This could become a bit of a head scratcher. Well, what do I have one that looks like that? Kind of this guy? Let's slot that one in there. And then think about heading down that path.
I think
so if I stick this, I stick you in there. And does it matter where any of this stuff is, like where this disc is? 'Cause it just lights up the same hole every time, right? So it's hard for me to think that that matters. But if I light up this symbol and go off in this direction, I mean, I could have done that the whole time. Nothing changed there.
Stunning garden I had ever seen, forgotten for many years.
Really huge, thorny brambles.
Up in there. I needed to find a way out.
Not just the way we came from, or is she including where we were as part of this garden? It feels like I've reached a little bit of like an in-between here where there's branches going on. Like I have a couple puzzles maybe layering on top of each other. I could be wrong, it could still be quite linear, but it seems like it's branching out. Honestly, I don't know how long I've been playing because the game has crashed on me a couple times. I tried to hide that. I'll send some specs to the devs and see if we can't sort it out, because it's very frustrating to only be able to play a game like 12 minutes at a time. I feel like things were just getting interesting. Maybe it'll be a tease for you and me. Hopefully the game sparked your interest. Lake Ridden out on Steam today. I could definitely play more if you guys are into it. Hopefully we get all that sorted out. Get the screws tightened up a little bit so it's not crashing on me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.